Hey everyone, welcome back to another Godzilla Battle Line video, and today I am talking about King Ghidorah 2019. Not a normal deck video where I give you one deck that I really like and I just kind of talk about it in depth, and not one where I have, some of the core characters and I suggest, what other characters you could use. I have just been kind of playing King Ghidorah based off of suggestions from Discord, and I am liking him a lot. I still don't think he's as good as Mothra for general play, but I think if you are trying to build a deck around King Ghidorah specifically, he is a pretty good unit to build around. Just to cover the basics, he's stun immune, he has a crazy health pool, he's single target, he does a fair bit of damage as well. I said he's stun immune, I think so. And he gives a buff. He gives a 10% damage buff, and it lasts for 10 seconds, I think, but he re-ups it every 7 or 8, or maybe even 9. I think it's 7 or 8. So he pretty much always will have a damage boost on himself, except for when he spawns in, but when he spawns in, he does a little AoE. So, the two decks that I've been using with King Ghidorah 2019. The one on the bottom, so the one that's right above my head, with Kamen Rider in it and Mothra, is the one that I have the most fun. Out of the two decks here, the one with Earth and King Ghidorah is kind of a little slow for my liking. There is a lot of, damage that you could do with King Ghidorah and Earth. It's a bit expensive. You don't need energy base in that deck. You use Psychic Chorus to get some heals off to keep your characters alive a little bit longer. I used energy base. Mine's pretty low. It dies pretty quickly. But I use energy base just, get them out as soon as possible. Keep the units pumping. Because between Earth and the Fourth Angel and Ghidorah, that is a lot of health to get through. And that is a lot of damage you have to get through, right? And then Kumo Augment is just insult to injury, right? You're going to keep everybody kind of grouped up with that Dimension Tide. Keep them in range of Earth, Kumo, and the Fourth Angel. And just tear them up. King Ghidorah is basically just there for the boost, the buff that he's giving all the time, and he also has a good health pool so he can eat a lot of shots for Earth, because ideally you want to push Earth as far as you can go, get Ghidorah, the Fourth Angel, to eat the shots for him, you're in the clear. It's a very, very strong deck. It is not super easy to use because it is very expensive. You have very little defensive options in this deck. A lot of people will run it with Mothra Leader, for her leader ability where she can heal Earth and the Fourth Angel and Kumo. I'm using it with G89 because I like G89 lead. Boosts pretty much everything in that deck but Kumo and the Kamacuras. That's fine. Suggestions in that deck that you could use instead of maybe some of these other characters. So if you don't have Kumo Augment, who would be good? There's not a ton of characters to really fill his specific role. You could get away with probably using Biollante. Biollante is a nasty character right now on London and Tokyo. Solid option. Also 3 cost. Gigan 04, solid stun as well, a lot of DPS. But I like having Kumo there because of, obviously, like I said, the Dimension Tide, group them up, stun them, blow them up, pierce them. Great, and we love that. That is the deck that I have. They're both fun decks. I have less fun using the Earth one because I think it takes a lot to get going. But the one on the bottom is one that I don't see anybody using. And I don't see people using variations close to it, but I have been having a lot of fun with it, and people do not expect them. They do not expect a deck like this. So, this deck has Kamen Rider, Mothra 2019, Ghidorah 2019, Kumo Augment, and Fourth Angel. Now, for this deck, you don't actually need Fourth Angel or Mothra. I just like them because they're pretty solid, but you could get faster. The whole purpose of this deck is Ghidorah is by far your most expensive character in this deck. What you basically want to do is try to play him, and you play around him. So he's expensive, he's tanky, he does a lot of damage. What you do then is play a lot of low-cost characters to support him. So if I didn't have Fourth Angel and Mothra in this, I would be using Biollante and Gigan. 04, he's good. Naraga is good. The main problem with the deck is there's not a ton of anti-air. But you do have a lot of really fast ground options that are going to get buffs, that are going to get on the field and deployed really quickly to help you run through a battle. So if your opponent is using characters that are 5 cost or above, like the deck on the top, you can pretty much move through it pretty quickly. Now, I think if you're going to go through and play one of these decks, you should try it. I think maybe try a variation with Earth and then try to keep him alive. Because honestly, that Earth deck without Ghidorah is just a really good Earth deck. He's just honestly flavor. right? But the deck below with a lot of the low-cost attackers, that is a harder deck to pilot because I think you need to rely more on levels. Kumo Augment, mine's level 19, he's not super high up. Common Rider's level 11, he's not super high up. But granted, it's probably higher than some other people have them. You know, if I didn't have those levels on Kumo, I don't think this deck would be, like, as busted as I think it is. But if you do, like, Common Rider, Kumo, Gigano 4, the Ghidorah and all that, I think you're going to have a pretty good time. So, I don't know. I just kind of wanted to make this video super, super quickly and just let you guys know about these two decks that I'm having a lot of fun with. I know I didn't get like super in-depth with them, but I really think that it's up to you to play around with them and mix and match the characters and try it. But these are kind of the shells that I would use Ghidorah in. Either use Ghidorah with a lot of slow-moving, you know, big hitters, or use him with a lot of really fast, low-cost characters. I think both are really, really great. So, that's what I got for you guys today. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.